Mushrooms have always held an uncanny, alluring, and dubious reputation. Some possess hallucinogenic effects, others are poisonous. Their suggestive phallic shapes, sudden appearances, and mysterious growth patterns have long fascinated humankind. The observation that mushrooms appeared after thunderstorms led to the belief that they were sired by lightning, connecting them to sky gods. This mystical association was famously explored by R. Gordon Wasson, an American banker, in two influential books, Mushrooms, Russia and History in 1957, and Soma, a Divine Mushroom of Immortality, 1968. Wasson highlighted the role of hallucinogenic mushrooms in religious practices, coinciding with the growing Western interest in mind-expanding experiences during the 1960s. His research opened a window into ancient traditions, suggesting that sacred mushrooms may have influenced religious beliefs across diverse cultures. Historically, the English-speaking world has been suspicious of mushrooms. Few species have English common names, and their folklore is surprisingly sparse. While the common fields, mushroom morels, and bluets were consumed, others were shunned. John Gerard's 1597 herbal warned against mushrooms as earthy excrescences, labeling them as either poisonous or unwholesome. The term toadstool often refers to poisonous mushrooms, likely due to the belief that toads themselves were venomous. Among the deadliest is Amanita phalloides, the death cap. It grows innocuously in woodland glades and pastures, and is infamous for allegedly being used to poison the Roman Emperor Claudius in 54 AD. His successor Nero joked that fungi were truly the food of the gods in reference to Claudius's deification. Despite these fears, edible mushrooms became prized in elite circles. By the 18th century, cultivated mushrooms were a delicacy in European cuisine, although folk traditions continued to treat wild fungi with suspicion. The idea of mushrooms as divine food likely originates from the hallucinogenic properties of Amanita muscaria, or fly agaric. Recognizable by its scarlet cap speckled with white or yellow warts, this mushroom grows in birch and pine forests. Consumption induces excitement and vivid hallucinations, followed by a coma and rapid recovery. Alice in Wonderland famously features this mushroom, and there is a tradition that Viking warriors consumed it to enter a berserk state. Siberian shamans also used Amanita muscaria to induce ecstatic journeys to the spirit world. Among the Koryak people of Siberia, the fly agaric was believed to have sprung from the spittle of the Supreme Being, possibly a poetic metaphor for lightning, granting it profound spiritual powers. According to early 20th century ethnographer W.I. Jockelson, Koryak rituals included consuming fly agaric to induce hallucinations. Intoxicated individuals would experience alternating states of quiet contemplation and frenzied activity, gesticulating, singing, and conversing with imagined beings. Notably, the psychoactive compounds of the mushroom remain potent in urine, This led to the practice of drinking the urine of intoxicated individuals to prolong or replicate the hallucinogenic experience, underscoring the mushroom's profound spiritual and cultural value. This practice resonates with the ancient Vedic hymns of India, which celebrate Soma, a divine intoxicating beverage. Soma, believed to bestow immortality and divine insight, was associated with Indra, the thunder-wielding god of war and virility. Gordon Wasson proposed that Soma was derived from Amanita muscaria, a theory supported by the mushroom's effects aligning with descriptions in the Rig Veda. The preparation of soma involved extracting the plant's juice, which was mixed with milk, butter, or honey and consumed during rituals. Similar practices existed in ancient Persia, where the intoxicating drink, known as haoma, was revered in Zoroastrianism for granting strength, wisdom, and divine favor. This cross-cultural continuity suggests that sacred mushrooms may have played a role in shaping the religious landscapes of both regions. The Rig Veda describes soma as a source of divine power, vitality, and immortality, with the gods themselves consuming it to sustain their eternal existence. Some hymns even poetically depict the gods urinating soma, reinforcing the theme of its enduring potency and the practice of urine consumption in mushroom rituals. In the 16th century, Spanish conquistadors documented the Aztecs' use of sacred hallucinogenic mushrooms, known as the bread of the gods. Bernardino de Sahagún, a Spanish priest, described small black mushrooms that induced visions and heightened sensuality. Although the Spanish authorities suppressed these rituals, indigenous groups in Mexico, such as the Mazatec and Zapotec, continued using psilocybe mushrooms in secret ceremonies. These ceremonies, led by a curandero shaman, involved chanting, singing, and prayer to summon divine aid for healing, divination, and problem solving. Wasson himself participated in a Mazatec ceremony, describing it as a profound spiritual experience akin to a Holy Communion. Timothy Leary, the American psychologist and counterculture figure, claimed that consuming these mushrooms provided the most profound religious experience of his life. Robert Graves, the poet and mythologist, speculated that just as soma was derived from Amanita muscaria, the ambrosia and nectar consumed by the Greek gods may also trace back to this mushroom. Graves further linked the mushroom to Dionysus, the Greek god of wine and ecstasy, whose myth involves a lightning-related birth, possibly a veiled reference to the mushroom's origins. Graves also proposed that the biblical story of Samson's foxes, Judges chapter 15 verses 4 to 5, encoded a mushroom ritual. According to his theory, the foxes symbolized warriors intoxicated by mushroom juice, rendering them fearless and ferocious in battle. Similar interpretations extend to the Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 15, where the bride's reference to little foxes may symbolize the use of mushroom elixirs to enhance virility and sexual potency. A more controversial theory emerged in 1970 when scholar John Allegro published The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross. Allegro argued that Christianity itself originated from a fertility cult centered on the sacred mushroom. He claimed that Jesus and the apostles were symbolic figures representing the mushroom's powers. Though widely dismissed by scholars, Allegro's work reflects the enduring allure and mystery surrounding mushrooms throughout human history. Building on Wasson's pioneering research, Wasson Books has published numerous volumes exploring the intersection of mushrooms, spirituality, and ancient traditions. Their publications delve into the cultural, religious, and pharmacological significance of psychoactive fungi, continuing to shape contemporary understanding and curiosity. Through these works, the legacy of mushrooms as a bridge between the earthly and the divine endures, inspiring new generations to explore their profound mysteries. From ancient rituals to modern scholarship, mushrooms remain a potent symbol of the sacred and the unknown. Whether revered as the food of the gods or feared as agents of death, their enigmatic presence continues to captivate the human imagination. Thank you for enjoying this content. If you enjoy the hidden corners of history, the arts, mythology, and the occult, please subscribe and stay tuned for our next video.